A century-old car rental company made it official today. It's filing for bankruptcy protection. Hertz is billions of dollars in debt. The pandemic that's idled its global fleet of vehicles was the last straw. Hertz employs some 38,000 people. So far, 12,000 have already lost their jobs.
Rev up your engines, because what I'm about to tell you might be the biggest car buying opportunity of the decade. Hertz is dumping thousands of vehicles at fire sale prices, and some people are walking away with deals that seem almost criminal. Imagine this: a one-year-old Chevy Silverado EV with just 808 miles on it, selling for $35,000 below its original price. Or Tesla Model 3s being offered to renters for under $2,000. This isn't speculation. These are real offers happening right now. Why? Because Hertz made a $1 billion mistake that's turned into your golden opportunity. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to capitalize on Hertz's massive liquidation before these deals disappear forever. I've researched every angle of this collapse, talked to insiders, and I'm going to show you exactly how to navigate this once-in-a-lifetime car buying opportunity. But here's the thing. This isn't just another car sale. This is a corporate fire sale that most people are completely missing, and the window is closing fast. Before I show you how to get these incredible deals, you need to understand what's really happening behind the scenes at Hertz. Because this isn't just about discounts. It's about a corporate implosion that's creating a perfect storm for car buyers. Let me take you back to 2021. Hertz had just emerged from bankruptcy with new leadership and a bold vision: transform their rental fleet with electric vehicles. They made headlines by ordering 100,000 Teslas in what seemed like a brilliant move to modernize their business. But here's what they didn't tell you. They paid nearly retail price for those Teslas. No bulk discount, no special fleet pricing, just billions of dollars spent on electric vehicles that would soon become their biggest nightmare. Why? 3 critical mistakes that are now your opportunity. First, Hertz completely misread what renters actually wanted. They thought customers would flock to rent Teslas and other EVs, but the reality? Most renters didn't want the hassle. One Hertz Silverado EV had only 808 miles after a full year in the fleet. Think about that. A rental car that nobody wanted to rent, but it gets worse. The second mistake was maintenance costs. When these EVs did get rented, many customers weren't familiar with how to charge them properly. Repairs became nightmares. Minor fender benders turned into multi-$1,000 repairs due to Tesla's specialized parts and service requirements. And then came the death blow. Tesla slashed their prices. Overnight, Hertz's $1 billion investment lost hundreds of millions in value. A Tesla they paid $60,000 for was suddenly worth $40,000 brand new at the dealership. Their entire business model collapsed. But Hertz's disaster doesn't stop with EVs. Their entire business model is crumbling. Travel patterns haven't returned to pre-pandemic levels. They're still carrying massive debt from their previous bankruptcy. Their corporate infrastructure is being dismantled piece by piece. In fact, Hertz isn't just selling cars, they're selling everything. Office buildings, customer support centers, even their proprietary software systems are being liquidated in a desperate bid to stay solvent. But here's what most people don't realize about this situation. Hertz isn't the only rental company in trouble. This is just the beginning of a massive industry shift that's about to flood the market with even more vehicles. Before I show you exactly how to find these deals and what to look for, let me share something shocking I discovered when researching this story. Some of these cars are being sold for less than what Hertz owes on them. They're literally losing money on every sale just to generate cash flow. And that's where your opportunity comes in. But you need to know exactly what to look for, because not all of these liquidation vehicles are good deals. Some could be financial disasters waiting to happen. Now, let's look at exactly what's happening to the market as thousands of these rental cars hit dealerships and auctions simultaneously. This isn't just another industry hiccup. It's the automotive equivalent of a stock market crash happening in slow motion right before our eyes. While the mainstream media is barely covering it, insiders are calling this the biggest forced liquidation of vehicles since the 2008 financial crisis. And unlike typical market corrections that happen gradually, this one is unfolding at breakneck speed, with new inventory being dumped daily across every state in America. What's happening right now isn't just a sale. It's a market tsunami that's reshaping the entire automotive landscape. Thousands upon thousands of rental cars are flooding dealerships, auctions, and online platforms simultaneously, creating a supply shock that's sending prices into freefall. We're talking about over 20,000 vehicles being liquidated in a single month, more than some manufacturers produce in an entire quarter. The numbers aren't just staggering, they're unprecedented in modern automotive history. Let me show you what I'm seeing, and brace yourself, because these figures might actually make you angry when you realize how much people have been overpaying for cars. That Chevy Silverado EV I mentioned, originally $89,395 when it hit Hertz's fleet just 12 months ago. Now they're desperately asking $54,000 for it with just 808 miles, barely broken in. That's a staggering $35,000 below original price in just 1 year. A 39% depreciation that defies every conventional rule of vehicle valuation. And industry sources tell me they'll likely accept offers as low as $48,000 if you show up with financing already secured. Why such desperation? Because each day these vehicles sit on their lots, Hertz is hemorrhaging money on floor plan financing, insurance, and storage costs. They're not just motivated sellers, they're panicking. But here's what's truly mind-blowing, and I had to verify this multiple times because I couldn't believe it was real. A viewer sent me a screenshot of Hertz offering to sell him the Tesla Model 3 he was currently renting, a 2023 model with just 30,000 miles, for an almost unbelievable $1,913. Not a typo, not $19,130, not even $9,130. Exactly $1,913 for a vehicle that sold for over $46,000 new just last year. That's a 96% depreciation in 12 months. Something that should be mathematically impossible in any rational market. This isn't normal depreciation or even a distressed sale. This is full-blown corporate panic, the kind that happens when a company realizes its entire business model is collapsing and needs to convert assets to cash at any cost. It's the financial equivalent of a drowning person gasping for air. And it's not just EVs feeling the impact. Their entire fleet, from economy sedans to luxury SUVs, pickup trucks to minivans, everything is being liquidated at prices that violate every principle of automotive economics. I'm seeing 3-year-old Toyota Camrys with 45,000 miles selling for $12,000 when they should be priced at $19,000. Ford Explorers with factory warranty remaining going for 40% below comparable private party sales. Luxury vehicles like BMW X5s and Audi Q7s selling at discounts so steep that owners who bought the same models just months ago are now underwater on their loans by $15,000 or more. These prices make absolutely no financial sense for Hertz, but they create once in a decade, possibly once in a lifetime, opportunities for informed buyers who understand what's really happening. I spoke with a former Hertz fleet manager who told me something shocking. We're selling vehicles for less than we owe on them. The company just needs cash flow, even if it means taking a loss on every car. But here's why this situation is different from normal rental car sales. Typically, rental companies sell their vehicles after 1 to 2 years through controlled channels at predictable prices. They maintain them meticulously because resale value is part of their business model. This isn't that. This is a distressed liquidation where the goal isn't profit, it's survival. And the timeline? My sources inside the industry say this massive sell-off will likely continue for 3 to 6 months before inventory dries up. After that, this opportunity vanishes. But the impact goes beyond just Hertz. This liquidation is creating a ripple effect across the entire used car market. Dealerships are being forced to slash prices on comparable models. Banks are tightening lending standards as values drop. And here's the kicker. Avis and Enterprise are quietly beginning similar liquidations. But before you rush out to buy one of these cars, you need to know exactly where to look and what to target. Because while some of these vehicles are incredible deals, others could be money pits disguised as bargains. Let me show you exactly how to find the gems while avoiding the traps. Now, I'm going to show you exactly how to capitalize on this situation, with specific strategies I've developed after analyzing hundreds of these liquidation sales. First, where to look. There are 3 primary channels where these vehicles are appearing. Hertz Car Sales. Their dedicated sales website and physical locations are the most obvious source. But here's an insider tip. The website only shows about 60% of their available inventory. The best deals are often at physical locations where managers have more flexibility on pricing. Wholesale auctions. Platforms like Mannheim and Odessa are handling bulk liquidations. These typically require a dealer license, but I've discovered a workaround. Several auto brokers are offering auction access services, where they'll bid on your behalf for a small fee, typically 1 to 2% of the purchase price. Partner dealerships. Many traditional dealerships are purchasing Hertz inventory in bulk. Look for former rental in listings, or ask specifically about ex-Hertz vehicles. These dealers often add a markup, but they also typically perform reconditioning and offer limited warranties. Now, what vehicles should you target? This is critical. Contrary to what you might think, the conventional gas-powered vehicles often represent better value than the EVs. Why? Because while the EV discounts are larger in dollar terms, the maintenance and battery concerns can offset those savings. The sweet spot I've identified: low mileage, 1 to 2-year-old midsize SUVs and sedans from mainstream brands like Toyota, Honda, and Mazda. These models have proven reliability records, maintain resale value better than luxury brands, often have remaining factory warranty. Let me give you a specific example. A 2023 Toyota RAV4 with 22,000 miles that would normally sell for $29,000 on the used market is appearing in Hertz liquidations for $21,000 to $23,000. That's a 25% discount on a vehicle that typically holds its value extremely well. Now, for the negotiation tactics that will get you even better deals. The end-of-month desperation strategy works incredibly well right now. Hertz has monthly liquidation targets, and sales representatives get increasingly flexible as the month progresses. Shopping during the last 3 to 5 days of any month can save you an additional 5 to 10%. Use this exact phrase: "I notice you have several similar models in inventory. What's your best out-the-door price if I can complete the purchase today?" This acknowledges their oversupply problem and signals you're a serious buyer who can help them meet their quota. Here's a tactic most people miss. Look for vehicles with cosmetic issues like minor scratches or interior wear. Hertz is marking these down significantly, but most cosmetic repairs cost far less than the discount. I've seen $3,000 discounts for issues that would cost $500 to fix. For financing, here's where most people make a critical mistake. They use Hertz's in-house financing options. Don't do this. Their rates are typically 2 to 3% higher than what you can get elsewhere. Instead, get pre-approved through a credit union before shopping. Many credit unions are offering special liquidation purchase loans with rates 1 to 2% below market, because these vehicles can be purchased well below book value. And here's the financing hack that almost nobody knows about. If you're buying an EV, several credit unions offer special green vehicle loans with rates up to 1.5% lower than their standard auto loans. Combined with the federal tax credit that you might still qualify for, up to $7,500, you can double dip on savings. These strategies will help you find and secure incredible deals. But there are serious risks you need to be aware of before buying. In the next section, I'll show you exactly what to check before purchasing one of these vehicles, including the one inspection point that most buyers miss that could save you thousands in future repairs. Now, before you rush out to buy one of these liquidation vehicles, I need to be completely honest with you about the risks, because while these deals look incredible on paper, there are hidden traps that could turn your bargain into a financial nightmare. First, let's talk about inspection essentials. And I'm not just talking about kicking the tires. Rental cars live hard lives. They're driven by dozens, sometimes hundreds of different people who have zero incentive to treat them gently. That means you need to look beyond the surface. Here's the ruthless inspection checklist I never skip when dealing with an ex-Hertz car. Ignore it, and you might regret it fast. Transmission troubles lurking. Rental cars get driven like they're stolen. During your test drive, floor it from a stop and see if it hesitates, clunks, or shudders. If it flinches, so should you. Suspension beat to hell. These cars slam into curbs and potholes like it's a sport. Listen for knocks over bumps and inspect the tire wear. Uneven patterns scream neglected damage. Electronics acting weird? Push every button, flick every switch. Rental drivers love to mash controls they don't understand. And if something's fried, you'll be footing the repair bill. But for electric vehicles, there's one critical check that 90% of buyers miss: the battery degradation test. Most people don't realize you can check the actual battery health of a Tesla or other EV. For Teslas, access the battery section in the vehicle settings and look for maximum range versus the original specification. If it's below 90% on a vehicle with less than 30,000 miles, walk away immediately. That indicates abnormally fast degradation. Now, let me tell you about the hidden costs that Hertz won't mention. Insurance companies are increasingly charging higher premiums for ex-rental vehicles, sometimes 10 to 15% more than identical privately owned models. Why? Their data shows these vehicles have higher claim rates down the road. And warranty coverage? This is crucial. Many manufacturer warranties transfer to second owners, but with limitations. Tesla, for example, reduces the battery warranty for second owners. Always verify the remaining warranty directly with the manufacturer using the VIN, not just what the seller tells you. Here's a real story that illustrates the danger. One of my viewers, Michael, bought a 2022 Tesla Model Y from Hertz for $12,000 below market value. Great deal, right? 3 months later, the main battery controller failed. A $4,200 repair that wasn't covered because Hertz had previously replaced it with a refurbished part that voided that portion of the warranty. So, what are the absolute red flags that should make you walk away immediately? Avoid these red flag cars like your wallet depends on it. Rebuilt or reconstructed titles. Hertz has been sneakily pushing some of these into their liquidation sales. If a car's past was shady, its future with you won't be much brighter. Same issue, different repair visit, that's a huge warning sign. If mechanics couldn't figure it out the first few times, you're inheriting a mystery money pit. Damaged EV charging ports? This isn't just cosmetic. This kind of damage can spark deeper electrical chaos that's expensive and hard to fix. Airbag deployed in the past? Walk away. That car's been through hell. Structural damage is almost guaranteed, no matter how polished it looks now. Armed with this knowledge, you're now better prepared than 99% of buyers looking at these liquidation vehicles. You know the opportunities, the strategies, and most importantly, the risks. But there's one more thing you need to understand about this situation before making your decision. We're witnessing something truly unprecedented in the automotive market. Hertz's collapse isn't just a company failing, it's a seismic shift that's creating both opportunities and dangers for car buyers everywhere. Let's recap what you've learned. Hertz made a $1 billion mistake with their EV gamble, and now they're liquidating their entire fleet at prices that defy logic. You now know exactly where to find these deals, which vehicles offer the best value, and most importantly, how to avoid the potential pitfalls. You're now equipped with insider knowledge that puts you ahead of other buyers, from negotiation tactics that can save you thousands to inspection techniques that can prevent costly mistakes. But remember, this window is closing fast. My industry sources indicate that the bulk of this inventory will be gone within 3 to 6 months. After that, this opportunity vanishes forever. If you're serious about capitalizing on this situation, here's what you should do right now. If you're serious about capitalizing on this situation, here's what you should do right now. Check the Hertz car sales website today and set up alerts for your target vehicles. Then get pre-approved for financing through a credit union this week. Don't wait until you find a car. And finally, schedule inspections with a trusted mechanic who has experience with your target vehicle type before making any purchase. But there's something critical I haven't told you yet about these liquidation vehicles, especially if you're looking at Teslas or other EVs. In my next video, I'll show you the advanced diagnostic tests you should run before purchasing any used electric vehicle, including the hidden menu that reveals battery health data Tesla doesn't want you to see. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss it, especially if you're planning to buy in the next 30 days. This information could literally save you thousands. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you spotted any of these Hertz liquidation deals in your area? What prices are you seeing? Drop a comment below with the model and price so everyone can benefit from real-world data. And if you found this information valuable, sharing it could help someone you know avoid a costly mistake or find an incredible deal during this unprecedented market event. Remember, knowledge is power, especially when billions of dollars in automotive assets are changing hands at fire sale prices. I'll see you in the next video.